Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Real Deal Talk with the Abby, the Phoenix Alvarez. Welcome, girl. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Thanks for coming
How are
in.
you?
I'm fantastic.
Great.
Thanks for coming in. So sweet, so nice. You never know that she was a fighter, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something here. All right, Abby, talk to me here. Let's start with the nickname. How'd you get the nickname? What's that all about?
The Phoenix.
Yeah.
I got it just because I really love the story of the Phoenix. Like, it, immortal bird, fire, and
Yep.
never dies. And once the flame burns out, it always comes back stronger, or brighter and
Yep.
more powerful. And I think that a lot of fighters or people in general in their lives can resonate to
That's
that
right.
that story. Like falling down, getting back up stronger.
Yeah.
I definitely can relate to that story as a fighter, and fighting so long in my life.
I love it. I love it. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 19.
19. Okay, so how long have you been training total from the time that you started any type of martial art?
I started when I was like 7.5 or 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you start with?
I started over at Alliance MMA when it was, on 3rd and K over there. A lot of people started at that spot.
Yep.
And I started with Muay Thai because that's what my dad did, and
Yep.
I would just watch him, and that's what I got into. And then eventually I got into wrestling with Danny Martinez right there. So we would mesh the wrestling and the Muay Thai together.
Yep.
Turn it to an MMA class, started MMA. I had my first MMA fight at like 8 years old. And
At
then
8?
Yeah, but it was all like little boys,
Yeah.
and there wasn't too much competition at that time.
Yeah.
Now it's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that fight, I learned a hard lesson. I got armbarred. Didn't even know what tapping was, so I was just there with like my arm out, and then so they like stopped the fight because like I wasn't tapping, and they're like, oh my god, like this girl's arm's gonna break. And then they got me, and then so we restarted the fight. We kept going. They choked me out. And then after that fight, basically, I started jiu-jitsu because I had no choice but to learn jiu-jitsu. And then I've been sticking to that ever since. I love jiu-jitsu. Like, that's been my thing. So I'll go back and forth from jiu-jitsu to MMA and jiu-jitsu to MMA. But yeah.
And you're telling me that when you got the arm bar and choked out, were you saying that was at 8 years old?
Yeah.
And so Dad is loving this, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now my brother and my sister are doing the exact same thing. They're 7, 8 years old, and they're on the same
Right
boat.
now?
Yeah.
They're 7 and 8?
Yeah, I'm older. I'm older.
And
Way older.
they're following right in your footsteps.
Yeah, I'm like, I try to help coach them as much as I can as well, as well as being a big sister.
And so how long you been doing jiu-jitsu then?
I started after that fight.
Okay.
So 8 years old. Yeah.
So like 11 years.
Yeah, basically. I mean, most of middle school I didn't train at all.
Yeah.
And then high school there was COVID, so
Right.
I didn't really train during that time either. It had a lot of injuries that took me out for a while,
Yeah.
or a lot of other things that like personal stuff that I would set me out of the game for
Yep.
a little bit. So also other things I was just interested in. I was like, I'm still growing up, and
Of course.
wanted to do things outside of fighting.
Yeah.
So but total years together without breaks, I'm not sure, but I did start at
Right.
7, 8 years old.
And so you're not in high school anymore. You're out of high school.
I'm out of high school. I graduated already.
You graduated already. And then what are you doing? Just fighting? College as well? What's going on?
I just fight now.
Yeah.
I fight and I work and I teach jiu-jitsu to little kids too.
Oh, that's
At a
nice.
gym, yeah.
And okay, so give me the shout out at the gym that you're at right now.
One Legacy
One Legacy, and this is where?
and National City.
National City.
On Highland. Yeah.
On a Highland. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One Legacy. Love the name. So how long have you been there total?
I don't know. It was like 6 years.
6 years?
Well, I don't know. It's my dad, so I've
Oh,
just
it's
been there since it opened.
Your dad owns the gym? Oh, fantastic.
It'd be like 6 years. I started off jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Or it was 3, and then we started adding more like Muay Thai and
Yeah.
then MMA. We always wanted it to be an MMA gym. That's always been, because like that's what I did. When I was younger, it was mostly MMA.
Right.
And then so my dad's vision and like everything put together was
Yep.
to be an MMA gym. And so I started off with jiu-jitsu, and then we started adding more and more. And
Nice.
It's fantastic today. I mean,
You're loving
we're
it.
growing like a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back now. 7.5, 8 years old ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does mom feel about this?
Oh, she She's completely different from my dad. Like completely different. My dad's all about it.
Yeah.
All about it.
Right.
My
Clearly.
mom, yeah, my mom is a different story. She supports it,
Yeah.
but you know, she's being a mom. Like
Yeah.
it's normal.
Protective.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't blame her. You know, she would try to like stop me from doing it, be like, oh no, don't do that fight, or like even now still like she'll be like, oh, these girls look bigger than you, like, and you know half the time they are bigger than me, but like I get it though. It's no one wants to see their kid and
No, except dad.
bloody, except for except for my
dad.
He loves it.
Yeah, he loves it. The more blood, the better for dad, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so mom right out the gate was pretty much against this.
Yeah, I mean, she knows, like, I was able to defend myself, so that's definitely, like, a plus. You know, that's something that she can stand for.
Yeah.
But then, like, when there's a difference between self-defense and doing it for fun.
Yes.
And I was doing it for fun.
Yeah.
So.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy.
It is crazy.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was 8 years old. But it's like a adrenaline, you know, it's a rush, so.
So talk to me. Go way back. Can you actually remember at 8 years old, like what you loved most? Like, why did it take so well? Like, what did you love about it right out the gate? Do you remember?
I feel like a lot of it had to do with the people that were around me. Like, I had a very, very good team. Like, all the kids were super good. And so we would just, like, push each other and motivate each other. Going to tournaments together, like, everybody was just a family. And I think that had a lot to do with me, like, sticking there. Because even when I would, like, get tired of it, you know, like, burnouts, you know, that's normal. That's one of the reasons why I would stay, is for them. And then also just because I just clicked, like, it was so natural to me, like, the, you know, being aggressive and understanding the moves. Everything was just so natural to me that it was fun. Like, people enjoy what they're good at, and that was what I was good at. So I just enjoyed, you know, getting better, and kept going.
I love it. Okay, so now what would you say? As you said, burnout's a real thing, right? So what up in this training camp, how much are you training how many hours per day would you say you're putting in on the average?
At least, the least I'll train is like 3 hours.
At least?
That's the least.
And up to max how many?
Like 5.
5 hours in a day?
Yeah.
How many days a week are you sticking with this schedule?
I'll do like 5 days hard.
Yep. Like
3 to 5 hours. But then the weekend, I'll just do like little things, like nothing too crazy.
Right.
Mainly the weekend is more like Friday I'll have sparring, or like, you know, middle of the week is when I'll have, Wednesday I'll have sparring.
Yep.
Those days I won't go as hard, you know, because I'm trying to like save up. And I'll just focus more on cardio than like strength training or like technique stuff. Or not technique, but just like rolling live and stuff.
Right. And so the weekend, what do you rest 1 full day, 2 full days?
1 full day.
1 full day, total rest.
Yeah, and I'll do 2 days like I would say it's a rest, but I'll also like try to incorporate like sprints or just a regular run, like just regular run, nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
So that is kind of like my rest.
Yep.
Because I still want to keep moving. But yeah.
Okay, so then moving on, after 8, at what point where this became like an absolute, let's call it an obsession, like you just absolutely love this and it's in you and it's what you do? Do you know, like what age do you just like, this is it?
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I stopped for a long time, a really long time. And I had only one like little, you know, youth MMA fight when I was 14.
Yeah.
And that one, I was like not really wanting to do it, but I feel like a lot of people saw my potential, and so I was kind of like pushed to do it. So I just went for it, and I did good. I won. But then after that, I stopped for a few years again, and I didn't fight again until I was like 16.
Yep.
Or like I was almost 17, but I was like 16. And that's when I went to the youth nationals, like the USFL ones. And after that, I just haven't stopped. Like so I would say maybe like 16.
Yeah.
Because after that, I went, you know, the youth nationals, I got first place in the 105 and the 115 division. And then I moved to the youth world championship. I got first place there. And after that, I think maybe if I didn't win that, maybe I wouldn't have been on the same role.
Right.
But I believe everything happens for a reason. So and I worked really hard for it too. It's not like it just happened.
Yeah.
But after that, it's just been like, okay, what else can I do? Like, if I could do that, I could do this. You know, I just, it's addicting to like keep learning more, and
Yep.
then I meet more people that want to teach me more, and then also show me more of my mistakes, and
Yeah.
then it's just it's crazy like that, how much you can learn from just putting yourself out there.
Yeah. So on this note, keep going with this. So where you're at now, what are you loving the most about this? Like, what is it like as far as growth as a human being, as a young woman? How would you say it's helping you?
I would say what's driving me the most, or like what's helping me the
Yeah,
most
yeah,
right now.
like attributing this like to you because you said it a couple times, like getting back up, the phoenix, not quitting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how's this helping you in life? Like, what are you embracing right now with the whole process of this?
Well, I feel like it's sort of a feeling of being invincible, even though like we're not completely invincible, but it's like if I can go in a cage with one person and we're trying to kill each other, and there's a time right there, and like then I can go to any job interview, I can go talk to anybody, I can go I can do anything, it doesn't get as crazy like any crazier than
Yeah.
trying to snap somebody's head off, like I know it's super gory, but like that's really what it is. Like it's pretty brutal.
Seems
in
to
this
be
game.
seems to be the theme of the day, right?
Oh.
Goriness and killing and seems to be the theme.
It's just few words.
But you know what though, and that's what I was getting at. I'm so glad that you hit on that because life is really, really hard, and the older you get, the harder it gets because you
Yeah.
have more responsibility. But if you can step into a freaking octagon with another human being and do that, then life is actually nothing but a thing for you. So I love that you said that.
Yeah, it actually starts to become underwhelming.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're at this super like
Yeah.
high rush, and then everything else after that is like life. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
I
But it's
love
like,
life, but
right? It's like
yeah,
a yawner.
It's just different. It's something that like if you don't go through it, you don't understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't understand it. It's like being locked in a cage. That's crazy. All right, so go back to the training. So training 3 to 5 hours a day. Here's what I want to finish on with this. I really want to know what keeps you. Why are you? What's the deep why? What is keeping you going when it's hard, when it's 5 hours and you want to quit? Like, do you have someone in your life that your motivation? You do it for them. You do it for your team. You do it for family. Go to why. Like, what keeps you moving forward when it's really, really hard?
I think, well,
What drives you?
what drives me?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I would say. One of the things is just like I'm aware of my potential, and I think it would just be a disservice to myself to let go of that. I
Yeah.
think about it all the time, and people have, other fighters have admitted it. Like after practices or after trainings, it's like, why am I doing this? Like, why
Yeah.
am I making myself suffer when I can literally just stop and, live a regular life and go to a regular job, and I can go to college and I can have a normal 19-year-old life. But I think I want more than just a regular life. And so in order for me to have more than that, I have to do more than what the regular person would do. And so
Yes.
that's exactly what I have to push me every single day. Like that's literally what goes through my head. Like if I don't want regular things, I can't do regular things. So
Come on.
yeah,
This is exactly what I'm talking about. I got goosebumps. That's what it's about.
it is. Yeah.
If you want above average lifestyle, if you want above average life, you got to do above average things. Things that other people, if you want what most people don't have, you got to be willing to do what most people aren't willing to do.
Exactly.
Abby, this was spot on, phenomenal. Okay, talk about the fight.
The
What's
fight.
going to happen?
What's gonna happen?
Yep, with our girl Destiny.
Well,
Talk to me.
I already know it's gonna be a brawl for sure. Like I just, cause I've seen a little bit of her fight.
Yeah.
Like I haven't really like studied too much.
Yeah.
But I've seen like, and she's a hard hitter. Like
Yeah.
that's what you see a lot of the time. That's what I'm looking for. Like that's the fight game.
You
know?
love it.
And yeah, and that's just more experience added to my my game. And I know like what helps me with that is I know it gets harder. Like this is amateur, and I know this might be hard right now, but then it's gonna get harder and
Yeah.
harder and harder and harder. So it's just like another step that I'm gonna have to go through. And yeah, I mean, I know it's gonna be a good fight because she's hungry, I'm hungry, and you put that together, and it's a war.
It's gonna be a war.
Yeah,
You,
and I like, with all due respect, yeah, it will be a war because that's, I know she's working hard, and I'm working hard, so
and you're ready.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So how much is your doing what you're doing? How much does your parents mean to you? Your mom and your dad?
Oh, they mean the world. I mean, um, like I said, my mom, she's not 100% about this lifestyle, but she's still supportive. Like they help wherever they can. My dad, though, I would not be able to do this without him, like, at all. Like,
Yeah.
not even like another thought. I wouldn't. Yeah, I would not be able to do it without him. So when you asked earlier, like, what drives me,
Yeah.
I would say him as well, because
Yep.
I really wouldn't be able to just push myself alone. Like, when I am at the end of my day, or like just my battery's all the way down,
Yep.
and I just got out of work and I have to go to practice, or I just got out of training and I have to go to another practice and then go to work and teach kids, and it's like so much going on, that, like, he's right there
Yep.
for me. And not a lot of people are as lucky as me to, like, have that kind of support system. And
Yep.
then he's also my coach, so it's like, I have that bond with him as well. So
I love that. Would you say it's part of you fights for him
yeah,
to
for sure.
represent Dad?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Abby,
100%.
this has been an absolute pleasure and an honor. Ladies and gentlemen, Abby the Phoenix Alvarez. Look for her fight May 24th, Friday, epic. It's going to be a freaking war between you and Destiny. I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much.
Thank
Real
you.
deal talk, baby. Let's go. The Phoenix. Come watch her rise.